Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. In the confusion from changing from one lap to another one and switching from my phone to this laptop, I had inadvertently shut the stream down. My apologies. There is the link for anybody that wants to come back up. Moose man, what's going on? Yeah, that was a big oops. I hit the wrong button. Hopefully, everybody will find their way over here. I hope. All right, so there's the link. Anybody want to pop up here? Hopefully, Milkmaid figures it out. And Virginia, I really want to see their beans. Hey, Tasha. Yeah, too many buttons, fat fingers. It's gonna happen. Hey, Sandra, what's up? Discover Sustainable. Welcome back. There we go.
Hey, I knew
Yeah.
something. I knew you bumped something or something.
So I was switching. I was on two streams. I had to switch to a different laptop, and then from my phone, and basically I hit bye bye on all three instead of just two.
It's okay. We knew that's what happened. We've been looking for you to restart.
Hopefully, Virginia and Nate will come over here. I want to see their finished products.
Yeah, they will. They'll hop over in a minute. Y'all don't forget the thumbs up again when you come in.
Folks, I figured everybody Ghost just wanted everybody to go home. Like
He's like, oh, I'm done. Yeah.
Ghost literally just ghosted everybody in his own stream. What the heck? That's crazy.
There you go. Nah, it's all good. Oh my gosh.
There's Milkmaid. Come on, Milkmaid. Because she should probably have somewhere around a half hour to go,
Yeah.
maybe a little longer. Virginia's probably about the same. They're going to be really close.
The milkmaid said she probably won't pull hers out tonight on the live stream because her canner takes forever to cool back down.
Mine takes quite a while. Mine takes a while because Jess has cooled down quick. Mine took a little over half an hour.
Yeah, she said hers can take hours to even get down to release all the pressure. So
There's the link milk. There we go.
there
Hey
she
there.
is.
Hey
Yeah.
y'all. So yeah, I just hit my final mark for the time, so I turned it off. But like I said, my canner takes forever to come down on temperature, so I don't know
You know why, don't you?
why.
It's so big. You've got so much volume in that thing. So when it gets heated up, it's going to
So I'm
take a while.
probably just gonna let it come down naturally and go to bed eventually.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've just turned it off and went to sleep and then got it the next morning and took the stuff out.
You know the only problem with that is they ping in the canner. And you
The
don't get
what?
to hear it.
Yeah, you don't get to hear it.
Sucks.
Well, two of the jars that I took out were already popped before I even got the jar lifters on them.
Oh,
Like they sealed in the canner.
yeah. Well, for some reason, I don't know if it's just because it's an older one or it's so big, but like when I've done it before, usually they all ping in the canner before it even comes all the way down out of pressure, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But
Well, it's so big and it takes it so long to come down out off pressure. Yeah, they probably do all pinion there.
Yeah. I almost wonder if like mine is the same size as yours though.
Yours looks a little bit bigger than mine.
Yours looks taller.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Well, maybe that's it because it's a 7-quart. I ought to show you what the little safety valve looks like. Do you want to see?
Show us.
Because it's totally different. Because I kept looking up all these things. Oh God, I don't like the big screen. Oh wow, and you're seeing my dirty kitchen. All right.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So see right there.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try not to burn myself again. There. It's lead. Like it's a circle with lead on the inside.
What does that that badge say on the front of the camera on the lid?
Oh yeah, it's like really vintage looking.
Wow, this thing is
Can you
old.
see it?
Hi, that's a 925.
Yeah.
So it's now, and you said it's 7 quarts. Is it what? But is it? Can you do 2 layers of 7 quarts? Because yours looks really tall.
No, I tried doing 2 layers of quartz, but I couldn't. Like it wouldn't close.
Oh man.
So yeah, I mean, I'll take what I can get. I mean, it was only $100, and I got like 30 something pint jars thrown in the bargain.
Oh, sweet, that's cool.
But do you use the rack in the bottom of it?
I do. But
Because
it's so tiny.
but Jess puts a towel down there instead, so it gives
Maybe
her
that might
enough
work.
room to close her lid. So it might be something you might try.
Oh, if I could do 14 quarts instead of 7, I'd be canning all day.
Wouldn't that be
what
awesome?
I'm gonna get me another canner, or I'm gonna get a bigger All-American. But I think I'm just gonna go ahead and get me a Presto.
Yeah.
Then I can
Well, they're
double
so
up.
cheap.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, comparatively, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, I know it's an investment for a canner, but I mean, to be able to preserve your own food.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Sure.
Rose said you do bone broth in it 1 or 2 times, and you've already made your money back on what you spent on something like a Presto. It might take a couple of batches for an All-American, but still, you know.
Or canned meat. I mean, good Lord, have you seen the prices?
Yeah. Oh yes. It's like when I got mine, I paid like $2.25 for mine. Now they're going for like $350.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I wanted an All-American so badly that I kind of held off, and I'm glad that I found that one, you know?
Yeah.
The only
This
thing
man said to turn your rack upside down.
Oh. Wouldn't that, because they have like little bumpy parts underneath, though. I wonder if that would.
No, it's okay
jars
because
tilt.
it's still the metal's thick enough. It's going to lift your jars up off the bottom.
yeah, you just don't want them rocking on the bottom. That might work.
Yeah.
I might try mine. Yours looks like a little bit narrower and a little bit taller than mine. Mine's like short and fat.
I should
Like-
probably get out a tape measure or something, but
Short and
Somebody
fat
said
like
that-
me.
Somebody said they don't even make the 925 anymore.
say that again.
Somebody in the chat said they don't even make that model anymore, the 925. Yeah.
See, and that kind of bums me out because I sometimes I worry like if I ever have to can over a fire or something like that, the warping issues. Because the first time I canned, I was worried because I had steam coming out the side, so I had to start it all over again. And I thought, well, because that's the only issue is if it gets too hot, it can warp.
Yeah.
But and then I thought about it with the pressure valve. I can't replace that. Like in the newer ones, at least with those rubber valves, you can get a couple of extras.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll just babysit it. You know.
Virginia, what's up?
Hello. Hello, Moose. Love you, man. I was wondering the same thing when I started getting steam out of the side. I was concerned that I had a warped either lid or bottom because it is an older model. I see in the comments about older things you can't get anymore. The one that I have, you cannot buy new anymore. It is I don't know how old, at least a few decades. So, but I don't think that's the case as far as the warping. In my case, I think I put the lid on simply incorrectly. I think some of the ones that are not made with the thickness of an All-American, that aluminum is probably 3/4 of an inch thick. And so even some of the heat that will warp some of the thinner aluminums, I don't think it'll do it as quickly, at least to the All-American. Moose Man, I believe I have the 915, but it could be the 910. I'm not sure. I know it's a 15 quart, but I don't know the model or serial at all.
It doesn't have a sticker.
No, the only thing it has on it is All-American. I looked for serial numbers or model numbers or patent numbers, and there's nothing. Like it's old. By the way, I just turned off my heat. I have not touched anything else. I did not touch the jiggler or try to mess with the lid in any way. My timer went off while you were gone. So after that point, then how long do I wait? Do I wait till the gauge goes to 0 to remove that jiggler, or do I even mess with it? Like, what's the next step?
Let it go all the way to 0. Once it gets all the way down to 0, you can take your lid off. And you let it sit for 10 minutes. And you can take the lid off and pull your stuff out.
Okay. All right. So it's definitely not at 0, but I'll do that. So I'll get it to that, and then I'll wait 10 minutes. And then you said I could take the lid off at 10 minutes?
No, once it gets down to 0, you can take the weight off. The jiggler, you can take it off.
Okay, Roger.
Then wait another 10 minutes before you take the lid off.
Roger.
And when you lift the lid, open it to where it's, the steam's not coming towards your face. Have the lid between you and the steam.
Okay.
And Virginia, if yours is like mine and it's super thick, it might take a very long time to come all the way down. Like, and one way, like, cause I'll watch the gauge go down, but I mean, like right now it's at, like 7 or 8. But even after it goes all the way down to 0, sometimes I'll touch that jiggler and it'll start to release steam.
Yeah, you do it really easy.
And you're not supposed to take it off, I don't think. So that's why I say screw it.
Right. So I could just take the jiggler off and let everything else rest for hours, in theory.
You don't want steam escape. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, don't touch that jiggler till it's all the way at 0.
Okay. Roger that, jiggler man. Moose Man has a really good point about doing fish. The 925, you can do 1 pound metal cans for fish because they stack. Has anyone here ever done canning where you stack whether jars or cans? Because I have seen videos of people stacking, and it kind of makes me nervous. Like I'm starting with 1 layer, but there are people who layer their.
I can do 16 pints in mine. I've done it before.
Yeah, I've done it. It's nothing.
You just put them right on top of each other.
No, you
just
you have
you have at the bottom. Like mine came with 2 grates. One goes in the bottom, and then I have another one that separates the layers.
Okay.
You can find those on Amazon super easy.
Yeah, and what it does is it distributes the weight so that the pressure isn't on the center of the flat of the lid; it's on the rings.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because if you just sit your jar on top of another jar without anything in between them, then it's pushing on the flat, the actual lid of the jar below it.
Okay, so some spacing, as long as you have some spacing in between, in theory, it's all going to work the same way.
Right.
Okay, great.
Welcome to the what you got?
Hey, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Hello, Disable.
Hello.
Pretty good. And
It's great to meet you.
Hello to y'all. Also. The same here. I've been on the same chats with y'all. I've seen your names, and I've never seen your faces.
Oh, wow.
I haven't seen yours either, so it's good to see you.
No,
Yeah,
this
for
is
sure.
As I was saying earlier, I only started prepping here the beginning of this year when everything was going down, and I can't just up and do it. I got to do mine monthly, and so far, that's about everything I've canned.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I've got
Nice.
chicken, I've got carrots, potatoes, sweet potatoes, peaches, and I've also got a bunch of dry stuff, which is out there in the building. You know, so I ain't got to worry about it getting too hot.
You've done a great job.
Yes. Was that, and you did that pressure canning? Was that all pressure canning, or was some of it water bath, or? You're muted,
got-
Disable.
Yeah, you got muted, accidentally disabled.
You're muted.
How's
There you
that?
go.
There you go.
Better.
Hey, look, I'm learning. The only thing that I've watered bath is my jams. And as you can see, I've got wait a minute. I've got jams right here. My apple butter, I've done that crock pot, and jams up underneath that. And the grape and the apple I done with Welch's juice with that, and that
Okay,
has,
for the liquid?
that turned out, yes, that turned out better than I thought it was going to turn out.
Yeah, I do that too.
But now my strawberry jam, that's fresh strawberries. You just can't get no better than that right there.
Absolutely. Fresh berries are fabulous. I did some water bathing of some apples and cherries. I'll show you all in a minute. But I think it's a really good method for, like you said, jams and jellies and preserving. I do get how you'd want to do meats and other things fully pressure can, but I think for jellies and preserves, in my opinion, that water bathing does just fine. In my experience, I can't speak for the right way, but
I have yet to water bath.
Well-
can.
Susanna, you're
Well, like
muted.
I said, you know, that's the only thing I've watered bath. And I do believe that I've got some muscadine vines growing out here. And if so, I can't wait.
Nice.
Heck yeah.
muscadine, you said? Yeah.
Susanna,
Well,
if
I
you
don't
can-
know.
Susanna, if you
I
can
don't
hear
know
me,
if
no,
they
don't screw
muscadine.
your lids on. Don't screw your rings down. Sorry. She had a kind of an important question. Don't screw your rings down after you pull them out of the pressure canner. Just leave it alone, and then when they cool down enough, you can actually unscrew your rings.
Okay,
You don't need
thank
to
you.
leave them on there. Okay,
leave
sorry
them on.
about that.
Tomorrow, 24 hours from now, you take the rings off. But right now, you don't touch anything.
Yeah.
Wait a full day. You can take the rings off tomorrow when you wash them.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
5 by 5.
Sounds like an old Verizon commercial.
I gotta say, you had me at apple butter, man. I love apple butter.
Well, that apple butter, I think I've canned. My first go round was about 3 years ago. My grandyoungers love it so much. I do about a quart a piece for them. And
Nice. Lucky kids.
ain't they know?
I want to try pear butter. I've never tried pear butter, and I hear it's so good, and I love pears.
Ah,
I want homemade pear preserves like Granny used to do.
Oh my gosh.
Gotta get walking, buddy. I'll be
Okay.
You get you some pear preserves and a homemade biscuit and throw some of them on there and a little bit of butter.
Oh,
That's it. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there.
Oh, yum.
Mm-hmm. We
Oh my
had,
gosh.
But
My mouth is watering. Sorry. I'm drooling a little bit here.
where we are, like the
oh, that's
last
all
place.
right. That's all right. You know, hey, look, ma'am.
I was gonna say where we lived last, our last place. Apparently, like a long
Y'all
time ago,
still
they
there?
brought in this Asian pear rootstock that they were putting like pear, like grafting on pear branches to make different types of pear trees,
Uh-huh.
and it naturalized. Like for some reason that they did like the little shoots, and then it spread everywhere. So we had this huge Asian pear tree,
Oh,
and
cool.
nobody used it. And so I
Right.
collected them, I fed them to the pigs, but I also would cut them up and make pear butter out of them.
Mm.
Oh, girl, yes.
Like, because Asian pears, they're not, at least those, they weren't terribly sweet. But when they cook down, oh my goodness. So
For
good.
sure.
We had these pear trees when we first moved back out here. This is the house where my husband grew up. And when we moved out here, there were 2 pear trees out by the old chicken coop. And they would get pears on them, literally just huge, massive. And when you'd bite into them, the juice would just rush out of them. I mean, just, and so sweet. And I'm so mad because we had such major droughts, even watering them every day. They just still died. And I was so sad. The kids' ag teacher would come out here to check our daughter's hog, and he saw those, and he's like, "You mind if I grab a couple?" And every time he had come out, he would take some off there. We told him he was welcome to them, But yeah,
So good.
So about water bathing, if I could show you, I have apple trees and cherry trees. I have not done jam yet, but I did buy some culinary wax to do that with. But for example, my apple trees last year, I water bathed this. I basically put in a whole lot of sugar and some cinnamon and nutmeg, and I can pour it right into a pie filling for apple pie. And then I've got cherries in my yard, and I get probably, I don't know, buckets and buckets and buckets of cherries. And this year I want to try something new and try and make perhaps a preserve or a relish with it. But this is just the cherries. They are not pitted, but they are done in this very, very sugary simple syrup, which is equal parts water and sugar boiled down for quite a while. And then I water bath that. And then also people were talking about efficiency earlier, and sometimes I'll water bath my leftovers. Now what I have here is actually in vinegar, so I wasn't as worried about pressure canning it because it's basically a preserve, but it's just leftover tomatoes, cucumbers, and onion and garlic. There's dill seeds, mustard seeds, my bad, not dill, that's mustard, in there. And I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I know I have it. So, I mean, in my experience, you can do your fruit like this with water bathing, like these cherries, and you can preserve your apples like I do and just make a pie filling that's really, really heavy on sugar and not too much on the acid, or has the right acid balance. I know that there's a formula for that with pressure canning. My point is, if you're using a ton of sugar or a ton of vinegar and salt, that's a natural preservative in and of itself. And for me, I'm more comfortable water bathing if I'm doing a really strong solution. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I look
Perfectly.
forward to trying water bathing.
It was what my grandmother did. My grandmother taught me how to do cherries and plums, and she always did water bathing. She had her mother's huge pot to do it in, and all of her old equipment and whatever it was. And so they didn't have these All-Americans. They didn't have the gauges and the jigglers that we're working with. They literally we would set out millions of cherries and millions of jars and it was pretty nice. I called her actually, and she gave me a full rundown. I took like 3 pages of notes, which came from her mom about, hey, here's how we did it. It is different than pressure canning as far as how much water you need in there, the timing. It's not the same process, but it's a totally valid process.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You're gonna have
Just
to help
one
me
quick-
with that. I really want to try some of that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I think fruits and doing things in pickling are some of the easiest things to do. Because you don't, if you're pickling, you can actually do that in vinegar, and it can sit for a few months without being fully pressurized. But I don't want to advise anyone the wrong way or give advice that is not the approved method. So I'm not sure, but I'd love to, Susanna, if you want to make some jellies with me or something, girl, I'm in. And with my apple trees in about 5 or 6 months, I can do apple butter like out the kazoo.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, all this talk now is making me making me want some.
Me too.
Yeah, that's awesome. We have plans, girl. We got a date.
I picked me up some cherry preserves that has jalapeno in it. So cherry jalapeno preserves. I want to try
That
it.
sounds so good.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit of that sweet and heat.
I paid a little much for it. It was $12 for, I don't know, probably 16 ounces. But I'm just like, I want to try it. I can't help it. I want to try it. Oh, we
for
lost
sure.
Ghost. He'll be back in, y'all.
Oh, we lost him?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what happened?
Uh-oh. There he
Here
goes.
he is.
Jelly is jam and not use as much.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
How
I
is
think
Is that
doing a
better?
relish, like you said, yes, 5 by 5. Tasha, like a relish, like you're saying, where you do fruits with peppers. That's, I mean, if you think about it, tomato is a fruit, and that's what we make salsa out of.
Yeah.
And I think that's an awesome idea for people to expand their horizons on how you can make your canned goods or your dry bath or your water bath goods taste better and have a more of a variety. Do things kind of like salsas. I mean, you can do cherries with jalapenos with different stuff and onion and garlic and preserve that. Yeah, I think that sounds great.
I love the combination of the sweet jams with the jalapeno. I just love it. And then mix it in a little bit of cream cheese.
Oh, girl, yes.
That's how I first tried pepper jelly, is mixed in with a little bit of cream cheese and smeared on like a buttery cracker or on a bagel. Oh my goodness.
For sure. Oh, for
raspberry?
sure.
Raspberry.
You can put it on
habanero.
top of meats. Like you can make this really delicious spicy cherry relish that goes amazing on lamb. And yeah, especially with gamier meats, if you have relishes to go with that, you know, like mint jelly is known to go with lamb or whatever. If you have something that's really bright and has that pop of flavor, then some of the gamier meats are going to be, I mean, gourmet production, you know?
Yeah. Disabled Prepper has a question. Can you can jams and jelly without as much sugar?
Yeah. When you cook down fruit, it releases the pectin and it releases its own natural sugars. I cooked down some cherries last year that I didn't add hardly any sugar to, and it turned out to be its own gel. By the time I was done with it, it was so thick I could barely get it out with a spoon, and it's all the natural pectin and the pectin in the fruit itself. So you can absolutely, especially if it's something really ripe, like a strawberry or something that already has nature's sweetness, you don't have to add sugar. Something you can replace sugar is actually agave.
Yeah.
Agave is very sweet, but it's from a cactus and it's not quite as bad as cane sugar. So I use agave sometimes when I'm making something sweeter.
Mouse Toast says she just watched 30 minutes of the first live. Epic good. Epic.
Did she get a chance to see my
real
epic
well.
fail?
I
I thought it
I
went
hate to
really
say
well.
that.
I was very happily surprised. I thought it did really well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it went really well. Yeah.
I do too.
Especially
Yeah.
Virginia's
So-
pits.
Oh.
She did a complete engine swap mid race.
I did.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm a
Epic.
professional. So my gauge has been down to 0 for at least 5 minutes, maybe longer. I've been here talking to you guys. I'm not sure quite how long. Do I even need to take it off? Can I just leave it here and sit, or is that something I need to do at the 10-minute mark, or what? Like the canner's quiet. She's all
So
done.
it's on
She's
0?
off. Oh yeah, I'm at 0.
Now you
As long as you're at 0 for 10
if you're at
minutes
0,
at
you can
least.
slowly take your weighted gauge off.
All right. I just jiggled it for fun because I'm scared of it.
Yeah.
Is it releasing steam when you do that?
No, it's
I'm
just jiggling.
jealous. Mine
I mean,
does.
it's all right. Let's see. We're gonna find out right now. All right.
Real
so-
slow. Yeah, you're good. You're good.
You're good. Yeah.
It's
Perfect.
like
Golden Retriever.
cutting the red wire, right?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that was y'all just took my virginity on a jiggler. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Even my husband was laughing at that one. He
Bug
heard
Dude
that.
says sometimes you gotta jiggle it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a test run. You know.
Yeah, I needed him for this big, heavy thing. I'm only 4'10", people.
Wow.
Yeah, so
cute.
so I did need help with the counter.
Okay, come on back, Disable Prepper.
How you doing again, Milkmaid?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
your pressure looking like?
We are at 2.
2?
Yeah, I'll
say
be
2?
honest. Like, I probably should go to bed. I don't think it's gonna come down. Like every time I've canned with it, it takes hours for it to come down. I mean,
Wow.
it'll come all the way down to 0, but if I touch that jiggler, man, it's like, psh.
Gotta be careful about touching that jiggler.
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely.
That's a double-edged sword. I mean, would there be anything wrong with the fact that mine came down to 0 within 30 minutes?
Nope, that's
No.
about average.
It means
Okay.
you're normal.
Oh, good.
Here.
For once, I'm winning.
Yes!
Mouse
That's an
Toes, you are awesome.
Adrian moment.
Yep. I love that. That was so much fun. I mean, I can't wait to open it. Now, I'll wait a while before I try and crack that lid, but that was awesome. I feel like I just did something cool. I just don't know
Yeah,
yet.
you're good. It's a safety thing. Let it sit for a few minutes and you can take the lid off. I mean, according to everything scientific, you can literally take the lid off right now because your pressure valve's open. If there was pressure, it would be steaming out. You would hear it coming out. But I always
Right.
just wait the 10 minutes because that's what I was told to do.
Mouse Toes said one should finesse a jiggler.
That's right. She
Absolutely.
knows. That woman has wisdom.
And Prepper 101 said, most babies are made after touching that jiggler.
That's right. You can produce a lot from a jiggler. Ghost, I just want to thank you for your patience with my experience and for teaching me and talking me through it. I want to thank you. That it means a lot because I didn't know what was going on. With my experience and for teaching
It was all of us. It wasn't just me. It was all of us.
This
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
fantastic idea. It really was.
Plus, I mean,
Disable, make
someone
sure
has
your
to know.
YouTube
Honestly.
window is closed.
There's a echo.
Plus, to be honest with you, we were all kind of waiting to see who was going to call. We were taking side bets that you were going to call 911.
Oh, really? The whole time I was trying
Yeah,
to
we were
fix
taking
it, I
side
couldn't
bets,
see
yeah.
chat. I didn't have the phone. I have no idea what you guys were talking about. And in my head, I was like, oh my God, they're going to think I went down. And, you know, like.
Oh no, there were people concerned. Like, does somebody have her number?
Well, every good show
Yeah,
needs
where'd you
that
go,
drama
brother?
arc. You know what I mean? It was like that drama arc where you build up to the plateau. That's what I'm here for.
Yep. You were
Yeah.
definitely you had that art going.
Oh yeah, that and
It was not intentional.
the
but-
relief was awesome.
Hey Karen, how are
Clean
you?
and
It's okay. Go back and rewatch it. And we're planning on doing this fairly regularly. I think it's been such a success.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, we held like insane numbers for the entire 3+ hours.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're testing with the computer. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let's see if we can figure it out.
Yeah.
And
Northern
honestly,
Girl,
for
how
all
are
of
you?
us to have done it at the same time and figured out, none of us talked that much in between this. So to be able to kind of pull that off and everyone was set up and it was still a successful experiment. I think you have a great platform here, Ghost, to do this again. I'm all in for the ghee. You know I've got butter. Yeah.
I think
Me
it was-
too.
I mean, that was like the whole idea that I had. It was like, I don't want to just make a video showing people how to can stuff. I want to pull them up on the panel and let's just all do it together. We can talk,
Yeah.
have a few drinks while we're listening to the jiggler, and I mean, because
Yeah.
we're usually online for 2 or 3 hours a night talking anyway. Might as well get something done.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Virginia, you feel a lot more confident now, though. Susanna, you
I
too.
feel like-
You both feel more-
Yes.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
excited for
Yes,
more.
ma'am. Because I knew that I was going to have hiccups coming in, and I didn't know what they would be, and I didn't know exactly what I was going to do about it. But I knew that it wasn't, just going to go run off without a hitch based on what I was doing for the first time with an old machine. I loved it. And also thank you, Tasha. I could hear you in the background. I had the phone on the side and I could hear some of you guys sometimes, and you gave me so much great info and were letting me know what people said in the chat. Like, hey, don't touch that jiggler right now. It's still built up. And like,
Don't touch that
all of
jiggler.
you have done so awesome. Like, I was the underdog here, having never done it. And thank you
You
very
did.
much.
You did great, and you handled it all the hiccups you ran into really well. I mean, I'm super proud of you, girl.
Bravo.
Thank you. I hope Ghost invites me back sometime. I don't know.
Oh, you know
Oh,
you
yeah.
will.
All right, I'm ready. All right, I think it's about time you can take that lid off. I want to see that beautiful bean footage.
The footage. I gotta wait, what, another half hour or so?
No,
No,
you're
once
good.
it's done, you just have to
It's
wait
on
10 minutes after you take after it's completely on 0.
Okay, cool.
I think
Yeah,
it's been
I
about-
can do it in
it's been
like a minute or two.
Yeah, got a couple minutes. You can take the lid off, and then we can see the beans.
I'm
Can you
so
hear me?
excited. I hope I don't open it and find just broken glass. I can't wait.
Oh, you would have heard it if it was glass.
Yeah, I think so. I think you would have heard it.
Would have been pop, 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 Yeah.
Mine's still stupid.
Has
Can you
everyone
hear
else
me?
finished? Was Milkmaid was finished? Susanna finished? Was anyone
Yeah.
else in chat working on it?
Lady Hammer.
A couple people in chat canned.
I think everybody is pretty well done. That some of them are still waiting on their canners to cool off, like Milkmaid. But overall,
Yeah,
I think
Milkmaid-
everybody.
Milkmaid's got an older 911 as well. I mean, an older All-American as well. Virginia has
And
the very first All-American ever produced.
Oh,
I took
Sandra
him
Moody has
seriously
a
at first when
question.
he first said that earlier.
I believed him
have-
too.
I have some blonde roots down there somewhere. I think. No offense to blondes, I'm just
Man.
busy.
I thought he was serious, like he knew about it. I was like, oh, I do? Cool.
I did too.
Sandra Moody has a question. She asked, she just took her jars out and they're spewing. Are they okay, or did I not get lids tight enough?
They're fine. They're fine. Sometimes it happens.
Spewing?
What do you mean spewing?
Like they'll spew a little bit.
Like
sometimes when you take them
the
out,
contents from the inside?
Yeah, they do it inside the canner all the time, but sometimes when you're done at your processing, that's why sometimes it's good to just, if you're doing something like with a heavy liquid content, I found that it'll spew, and I'll just kind of let them sit in the canner for a while with the lid off until they cool down, because they're still going to be boiling for a couple hours. But if they're spewing, just be real gentle if you want to take it out, or just wait.
Yeah, Sandra, let us know how that goes, Sandra.
Virginia Roots, did you see what Bug Dude said?
My canner belonged to Wilma Flintstone. You know what? Yabba dabba do. Because I will rock that canner all day, for sure. I actually have a small sense of pride that I came in with something gangster and old kicking it root down.
Oh
right.
my God.
That's our Virginia.
Even Mouse Toad says siphoning is normal.
It's like what?
It's normal.
Siphoning. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I said Mouse Toad said in the chat, siphoning is normal. I mean, that's basically what they're doing inside the canner. That's how it's siphoning out. It's creating a.
Virginia.
So when you say siphoning like that, so you're saying that because everything's still rolling around in the jar, boiling, doing its business, that because my understanding is that if there was anything coming around the lid or whatever, that it was not okay. Does that make sense? Like
Nah,
okay.
it's normal. Siphoning.
A little bit
Okay.
comes out when it's
That's you're creating a vacuum inside the pressure cooker, and it's removing all the oxygen, all the air out. So
Okay.
the siphoning is you're actually seeing it on the outside of the canners. What normally happens inside the canner when the lid's closed.
Okay.
okay, y'all. I gotta
Yeah.
go to bed.
Okay.
Don't look
I
at
gotta
chat,
be
y'all.
up
There's
not
some
too long.
craziness going on in there.
What?
I said, don't look at chat. There's some craziness
What's
going
going
on in there.
Oh, well, what I'll do, I'll go to bed, but I'll still listen, y'all. I it's like, yeah, I gotta get up in like 5 hours.
It's all
Milkmaid,
good. We
you have a
understand.
good night, girl.
Well, thank you.
I know you got your man home.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's working late tonight.
And log on tomorrow night.
Aw,
We want to see
dang.
your. We want to see you on tomorrow.
I'll do. Did you see that fly just go by?
Come see us tomorrow on Backwoods Channel. We want to see your beans.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that so you can see the beans. Hopefully they're good.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
We love
Bye,
you, girl.
Milkmaid.
Thank you.
Love you.
Sorry, what?
I had a
Okay.
blast.
Me
Yes.
too. Thank you.
Yes. So much fun.
All right. Bye. Oh, wait. Of course. I can't do it. I can't say bye and just click out. What the heck?
I know. I always sit here with this goofy look on my face waiting for it. Like,
I always have a goofy look. Like, I'm just the. Good Lord. Oh, there you go. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. I love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
She's so freaking cute.
She is.
So what you're saying is I can start loosening these
Yep.
handles now? All right. Let me
Yep.
work on that. I'll be back.
All right.
I can hear you, but I'm not going to be on for a sec.
All right. And do you have your table set up or whatever, wherever you're going to put your jars out? You have your towel down and.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't-
I have a towel down and I've got my little puller to get them out of the pot.
Awesome.
So you got a jiggler and a puller.
Sir? Yes, I do.
This canning talk is getting a little.
Yeah, we
He's
are.
trying to put out a fire with a
Risque.
ferro rod. That's all right. That's all right.
He's renaming all of the canning utensils. All of the equipment has been renamed.
Oh my word.
I'm
All right.
I'm gonna see
I'm
some beautiful.
also going to go ahead and leave tonight also.
All right, brother.
All
Well, thanks for stopping in.
It was good to meet you face to face, Disable.
It was
Thank
awesome
you.
to meet you, Disabled Prepper.
Thank y'all, and it's awesome to meet all of y'all also.
And thank you for coming up here.
Yes. Night.
Good night.
Mouse toes, you're not
Oh.
right.
Oh my gosh. We all knew it. We all knew it, but that's one reason why we love her, is because she's not quite right, is she?
Yep.
She fits right in with the rest of us who aren't quite right.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my goodness. I've had so much fun tonight. I really have. It's been a blast.
Yeah, we've been going for like over 4 hours.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been about 4 hours.
But it was cool that, I mean, it kind of finished up. I was shooting for the 3 hour mark, and it was, right at 3 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
I was worried because it was my first time. So I didn't know what to expect when I took them out. That's why I had to pop up and show everyone what they look like and everything.
Oh, you did excellent. You did a great job.
And then
Yeah.
the popping I wasn't sure about. So
Yeah, no, that's what you want. Some of them end up popping in the canner before you even get the lid off. That's
Mhm.
normal. It's all good. As long as they pop, that's the big thing right there.
Yeah, good seal.
thank you so much for doing this. I
It was-
procrastinated for so long.
And now you're like, why did I build this up so big in my head, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you go to can again and you're still a little bit nervous because you've only done it once, you can replay the video, or and go right along step by step. Pause when you need to pause, or make yourself a little checklist like I recommended.
Just email one of us and.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Let me put you on the big screen.
Yes.
Okay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars of kidney and 1 jar of pinto. They are all still bubbling. There's like kidneys. There's the pinto. They're still boiling. I don't know if I didn't put in enough liquid, because I did half a cup of beans and then I filled it to the rim of the lid right here.
It's
Right.
just
So
the beans absorbed the moisture.
right here. I filled it to where it threads.
Yeah, the beans absorb the moisture. As long as your beans are submerged, you're good. Or at
Yeah,
least
they're all
partially.
submerged.
Yeah,
Mine
you're
did that too on my first time I canned. So
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Sweet. Hell yeah. So
congratulations.
yeah, I mean they're still boiling too. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
they'll
It's
do that.
still boiling.
Yeah, they'll do that for a couple hours. Have you
Yeah.
heard any pop yet? Has anything popped?
I have not. I have not heard a pop yet. And I want to leave these rings on for a minute, right? Until I hear the pops.
You leave them on till tomorrow around this
till
time.
tomorrow when you clean everything.
Okay. And like, don't touch this at all. Let them sit on this towel, and that's that.
Yep.
Let them dry. Let them cool off.
You
It
guys,
looks-
I'm so excited.
I'm so
Look how
excited
fun
for
that
you.
was.
They look good.
That was a ball. I can't believe it worked. I mean, I do believe it, but I've never done it, so I'm stoked. Anybody out there in the chat, I can't see right now, if you ever want to try, I mean, and they're still boiling.
Mouse Toes asked you, is there bean colored water in your canner?
Yep, I do. I have a little bit of water that went under 2 of the jars. Does that mean that I didn't get a good seal?
Show her the water on your camera if you can. Oh, did you already dump the water out?
Oh, no, I didn't dump the water. That's on the rack. So there's a little bit of burning. You know what? I ran out of water.
Wow.
You
Now
ran
that I
out-
look at it, I ran out of water. Am I screwed now?
No, you should still be good. Nothing blew up, but you need to add more water next time or reduce
Yeah.
your heat while it's cooking. I mean, was your jiggler rocking and rolling the whole time?
No, it was going a few times a minute. You know what I think troubleshooting this right now is that you remember how I had to start over? Well, I had
Right.
already built up a bunch of pressure. I probably cooked off part of that water in the
Yeah.
first go round and I didn't add any more. So for anyone watching, don't do what I did in that regard. Make sure to put more water in if you have to kind of start the process over again. It appears to me the beans are fine, but yeah, I'm pretty much out of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mouse Toes said add more water next time, and also some of that water loss from your where your beans are lower is from the siphoning out into your water,
Okay.
into the canner.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you, Mouse Toes. And I will do that. I actually didn't think about the water having gone down a bit as I was doing my repair of the situation. So, but we live and learn. I've made every mistake possible, people. So if you're watching and you're trying to figure it out, this is right here.
Hey, no, it's okay. I mean, you did great, and now you know on your canner and with where you cook on it what you need to do. You just need to add. Does your canner have a mark on the inside for a water line? A lot of canners do. Mouse Toes is asking you if your canner
It
has
does not. The only marks it has are on the outside for where to thread the lid. There's like a small notch. I don't know if it was from the manufacturer or if the previous owner put it there, but that's the only mark. I don't see one on the inside. When it cools down, and when I clean it, I'll kind of look at it a little closer and see if there's something that I'm missing. But yeah, no, I appreciate Mouse. I do watch your channel and I will ask you follow-up questions as it goes along to see if I can do this better or get it better. Yes, Mouse Toes, what I purchased the All-American book. I don't have the ball book, but I have this one that explains, as far as I know, about the same information, the PSIs and how long you do it for various foods. It has all kinds of instructions on how to do things. So it's not the ball book, but I think it's comparable. I haven't seen the ball book, so if I'm wrong, let me know. But this is what I have. It came from the place that I ordered the replacement gauges and the replacement petcock or pressure gauge and the petcock came from the same place. I just got everything at the same time.
Yes, Mouse Toast. She does have an All-American. Her and Ghost, both, and Milkmaid all had All-Americans that they canned in tonight.
Yes.
So, and then Jess, when she canned, she had like a mirror or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think Susanna, you were using what, a Presto?
Yes, I was using a Presto.
Yeah.
And I checked mine too, just to see if there was any seepage, from the bean juice. And I didn't see any, but I did notice there's a little that comes from the cans. Is that normal? When you take the jars out?
Yeah, it's normal.
Yeah, when you're lifting, try to lift straight up and straight over and down. Try not to tilt your jars. That's a tip.
Okay, because I only seen it really on a couple of them, but that's because I have one of those stoves that have the thing that's low, where the what do you call that? The fan is low.
Oh,
to the
okay.
stove.
Yeah. Yeah, that
So
makes
I'll
it
just
hard.
so next yeah so but next time I'll just turn it as I'm taking the jars out.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There
And
you
I'm
go.
pretty sure, I think we're all in agreement that Virginia won the Controlled Explosion Canning Award for tonight. She's going to get
You
the.
I
better
was
order
so
her a
scared I was
trophy.
going to do something wrong and you'd never be able to do this again. Like the inaugural event, somebody got blown up.
You did
There were
good, man.
beans everywhere. And I was shaking in my boots like, oh man, Ghost is never going to have me on again. And I'm about to have him lose this beautiful idea.
Like,
So
you literally pulled a Model T Ford onto the racetrack and you finished the race. I mean, that's like.
It's like next on News 9.
right.
And I
live
love it because
canning, live canning live stream goes terribly wrong.
and I love it so much because she's the one who got me up here, and I was still kind of wavering, and I ended up being way before her, and then she pulled this off. But you know what? Like I was saying, she taught everybody a lot.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Susanna. I appreciate that. I know yesterday you were not sure if you were going to do it. And I remember we talked about it, and I'm so glad that you joined us, even if it wasn't right on live. I loved seeing it anyway. Yes, you have a lot of courage to come up and give it a whirl, man. It's not easy. It's not easy.
Fist
Yeah,
bump.
Northern Girl, big time, Savannah. Yeah, Northern Girl, nobody had an explosion. Virginia, when she was bringing her camera up to pressure. Now, remind you, this is like the first pressure canner ever built by anybody. This thing's ancient. She ordered parts.
Serial number 001.
She fixed it herself, and then she put it on tonight, and she had a leak out around the seal, around the lid. And so we're like, she's like, just hang on, just wait. I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to go fix this, and I'll be right back. She took it off the heat. She went and repaired it, and then got back on and started the whole process over and canned her beans.
She
was
stayed
awesome.
very calm in that situation. A lot of people would have freaked out and been like, forget this. She did great.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody. I saw later that there was concern for my life and that I wasn't aware of while I was trying to fix it. So thanks to everybody that was there for that experience. I do believe we learned together. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was real fun.
Yeah, we were about to call the cops for a well check on Virginia.
Well, Moose Man has a good point though, is that, or who was it? Let's see. I think it was, or Mouse Toes. Sorry, I saw the M and the S and my brain went too fast. Mouse Toes. You're right. It gives other people courage to try. And that was kind of my whole idea coming on, just having no clue, is I see a lot of people that are like, well, I've never done it before. I got the canner and I don't know what to do. So, I really do hope that anyone out there that watched this entire program learned a lot and that you will try. Just try it. I mean, the worst that can happen is the top blows off. But I think for the most part, if you're having a problem, if you turn the heat off, it's going to take care of that explosion risk.
Yep. Thanks for being our crash test dummy. You rock.
I was the crash test dummy. That's true.
We need to find her a heat resistant sticker that goes on the front that's like warnings.
Yeah, warning.
Like the next one.
I'm so proud of you, Virginia. I am so proud of you because I thought you had dropped off too, and I didn't know what to think, and I thought like I was all alone. And then when you came back, I was like, yes.
Yes.
I can see it. Now I can see the next time we do this with the pressure canners, I can see Virginia going live. She's going to have on welding gloves, a welding mask, body.
I'll be in full fire suit.
Mouse Toes says you need a bomb tech suit.
Susanna, thank you very much for that compliment, and for people in the chat that were concerned for a moment. I really do appreciate it. It was so much fun though, and if it can give you the confidence, look, I've done my part here in this experiment. If other people now have the confidence or the desire to try, look, that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was like one of the main, that's actually what started this conversation a week ago when we decided to do it, was because everybody's asking things about canning and wanting to watch a video, and then it's like, but I'm scared, or what. I'm like, well, then let's just do it together. I mean, turn your camera on, let's can some stuff.
Yeah, I agree. And
It
we've
worked
all
out. I
built
like
a pretty tight family to where we're comfortable enough to do that. Like, okay, I'll take you into my kitchen, you take me into yours, and let's just try it together as a team. I appreciate that a lot.
Virginia Mousetoast says having some hot firemen standing by would be nice too.
Yeah, it would. Topless with suspenders and an axe. I'm in. Yeah, I'm in. That'll get it done.
Virginia's canning again. We gotta go over to her house. Make sure she stays safe.
Call the team. Yeah, I know. That's all right.
Tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I already knew I was the beta test. I was warned.
A bum tech suit. Well, I know where to get Tyvek just in case.
Tyvek? Yes. Susanna, you are a wealth of knowledge and resources, girl. You would be one of my first calls.
Mousetoes, yes, Virginia Roots is our people for sure.
Thank you, Mouse. Thank you, Jeff, and Sita as well. Thank you. If you're considering doing it and this gave you a little push to give it a whirl, I love that. That's what you want.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, well, I'm going to jump off for a bit. I've got a child to get down, but thank you all so much. My beans are still bubbling, and I had a ball, and I'm alive, and I have eyebrows.
And as Mousetoes says, do not molest those jars for 24 hours.
Okay, 24 hours, don't touch them.
Exactamundo.
Okay.
Love you, Virginia. I'll see you later.
Love
Susanna,
you, girl.
I love you more. I will see you later.
Nice.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness.
7
That
quarts.
girl is a hoot.
7 quarts are out, only 1 siphoned down. They look wonderful. Awesome, Sandra.
Yay, Sandra.
Congratulations, Sandra. I'm happy for you.
I'm so excited for all of y'all because I remember I did a Who's a Canner video on my chat the first time I canned after learning from Mousetoes. So I did a little happy dance and a little song, and
I hear you.
it's exciting. I'm so happy for y'all.
I had a blast. That being said, I'm getting, I need to go get something to eat. I'm hungry. And we've been going at it for over 4 hours.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to shut this thing down and go hang out and listen to other people talk for a while.
All right. Well, y'all have a good evening, and congratulations, all you new canners. You did it.
Yes, thank you too.
Thank you so much for hanging in there with us, guys in the chat, guys and ladies in the chat. And we're going to do it again, obviously. Susanna, it was awesome having you up here. You too, Tasha. I appreciate all your help. And
no problem.
We'll figure out a date and a time and set up the next one.
Yes. Y'all have a blessed night. Love y'all.
Just look for the community post, or I'll post a video. You guys have a good night.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.